Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today, we are going to start our journey from the second verse in Ramayana. And the next two classes, we studied the first verse in which Sage Valmiki offers his supplication, his prayers, his devotion to Lord Rama, to Brahma, to the God, to Almighty. And I spoke to you that the word Rama denotes Lord Rama, the king of Ayodhya, as well as the Almighty. So in the first verse, Sage Valmiki especially offers his dedication, offers his prayers to Almighty. Because I told you previously, because one person cannot be the abode, the shelter of the entire universe. A person of flesh, of blood, of bones cannot be the abode of the entire universe, entire existence. So here in the first verse, Sage Valmiki especially offered his prayer to Almighty. And in the next two verses, after the first verse, I mean the first three verses are especially prayers, which he offers, which Sage Valmiki offers to Lord, to Almighty. And today we are gonna start our journey right away from the second verse. And what it says, let us read that. Chitrakuutalayam Ramam Indirananda Mandiram Vande cha Paramanandam Bhaktanam Abhayapradam. Sage Valmiki is saying the one who lives in Chitrakuta, the one who resides in Chitrakuta. And who is that? Lord Rama, the son of King Dasharatha. Lord Rama resided and he made his shelter in Chitrakuta. Someone might ask that Sri Rama was born, raised, and he was the king of Ayodhya. Why didn't Sage Valmiki apply Ayodhyalayam? Why didn't apply the word Ayodhya, where Sri Rama lived for much part of his life? Why he applied this word Chitrakuutalayam? Why did he apply Sri Rama's home as Chitrakuta instead of Ayodhya? So the answer is Sri Rama spent almost 13 years of his life, the 13 years of his exile years in Chitrakuta, where he lived with austerity, where he lived in utter penance and flourished his life. And we'd see today we worship Sri Rama, Lord Rama, not because he was the king of Ayodhya, not because he was the prince of Ayodhya, because he was the Lord. And where did he get this from where did he get this divine personality that we worship him? That from where did it become from King Rama, from Prince Rama to Lord Rama? It was Chitrakuta. It was his years of utter austerity. It was his years of spirituality where he achieved this divine personality. And we people of this world are still uttering his name. We the people of this world are offering our prayers to him as Lord Rama. Why? Because he uplifted himself. He became the Lord. He turned himself from Prince Rama to Lord Rama in Chitrakuta. And this place, that's why this place has gained a significance by the life of Rama, that he lived there. Every place has a significance. And the atmosphere of the place directly helps a person to uplift himself and directly makes a person to influences a person in his downfall. Every place has its importance, and Chitrakuta was a divine land which uplifted Rama. So Chitrakuta is a great important place. Everyone should go there and see what divinity showers in that place. And that's why sage Valmiki has mentioned about this place instead of Ayodhya. It was the kingdom, it was the place where palace of Sri Rama was situated. But Chitrakuta was the place where divine transformation of Rama was situated. It is a difference between both of them. And divine transformation and materialism. Materialism can never come closer to divine transformation. Materialism spoils, materialism shatters, materialism wavers through time, but divinity never does. It always grows greater, taller, and a time comes up when it becomes indomitable. So this is the difference between spirituality and materialism. And that's why Chitrakuta has gained its importance, because it was a spiritual place. It is a spiritual place which transformed Rama, which made Rama the personality that we worship today. And the next line, sage is saying, Ramam Indira Nanda Mandiram. Indra. By the very name Indra, we could decipher that Indra is the king of gods. He's the ruler of gods. And also, if we take Indra bodily in ourselves, so he is the ruler of all our sensory organs. We have the vision we could see through our eyes because Indra is there. Indra is ruling our eyes. Indra is ruling our ears that we could hear the things. Indra is ruling our mouth that we could taste things, that we could speak things out. We could blurt out whatever we want. And Indra is everything. Indra, by the presence of Indra, we could breathe in, breathe out. We could inhale, exhale. So all the bodily processes, all the organs of our body are working in the presence of Indra. So Indra is the ruler of gods. And this inhalation and exhalation, this prana, is called God. And Indra is the ruler of prana. Whoever follows Indra, whoever submits himself to Indra, his prana becomes greater and elevated, and he becomes a stronger person both materialistically and spiritually. So Indra is a great important thing both in our body and outside this body, who is the ruler of gods. So what is being said? Indira. Here the feminine form of Indra is written. And what is that? It refers to Masita. And why it refers to Masita, we discuss now. Ramam Indira Nanda Mandiram. Whenever we are living our lives full of spirituality, full of purity, then what happens? All the organs in ourselves, in the entire existence of ours, becomes full of pleasure, of divine happiness. And the existence of that happiness is compared to Masita. Wherever there is divine happiness, inevitably, Sri lives there, Masita lives there. And where Masita lives? In the temple of Sri Rama. So this is the meaning of this word. Whenever we are leading our lives through spirituality, through divine path, then what happens? All of our organs become happy. And when that happiness arises, Masita takes birth, takes its abode in us. And what is that abode? It is the temple of Sri Rama, where we pray to God, where we offer all our spiritual prayers, all our gainings, all our works, divine works, where we offer all of our works, all of our devotion, dedication to Rama, then this entire body becomes a temple of Rama. And when it becomes a temple of God, then Ma Sita lives in this temple. And when these three things, first devotion, then you create a temple of your body, and next Ma Sita lives in this, then the person develops a divine aura which influences everyone to become a greater person and a lifted person, uplifted person like him. And we hear that all the people, wherever Buddha went, every person wanted to become like him. Why? Because he had uplifted himself. He had created a divine aura of himself around him. So every person was easily influenced by him. So we also get the advice, get the teachings of our ancestors that we become such a personality that every person tends and wants to become like us. Today, there is a great advertisement of materialism. And what is our responsibility? What is our accountability? That we become such personality that we influence people to tend towards goodness, towards divinity, away from materialism. So it was the meaning of the word Ramam Indra Nandam Mandiram. And then in the next line, the sage is saying, Vande cha Paramanandam Bhaktanam Abhayapradam. To that Rama, to that Lord, to that Almighty, I offer my all praying, my all prayers, my all works, and my entire devotion. And then, Bhaktanam Abhayapradam. It is the noun used, it is an adjective used for Sri Rama, where Sage Valmiki says, who is Rama? What is the quality of Rama? And discussing that, actually there are many qualities of Rama we discuss as we move forward in these chapters, in the other chapters. But in this line, what actually Sage Valmiki is picking about Rama? He says that he is Bhaktanam Abhayapradam. He brings courage and fearlessness to his devotees. Anyone who is devoted to Rama, to Almighty, becomes fearless. And why does that fearlessness occur? Our other scriptures in Indian tradition, in Vedic culture, give us. And what is that? I tell you a reference. Sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvi nirnam vairagyam eva abhayam. Here the poet is saying that vairagyam, detachment, is the cause. Detachment, detaching yourselves, is the root cause of getting happiness, is the root cause of getting fearlessness. And how does it happen? Before anything talking about it, I want to ask you, what is detachment? And where should you detach yourself from? Detachment is that one word. And how, a question would arise in your mind, where to detach from? Because the world is full of attachments, and we cannot live our lives by detaching ourselves from every aspect of our life. So where the poet is specially saying to detach yourselves from? And the answer is detaching yourselves from materialism, detaching yourselves from worldly illusions. Only then you become fearless. It's the word of poet. Because so long as you are in connection to this world, you would be fearful, because the world in itself is incorporated with fear. How could this world make you fearless? You would be always encased and completely covered with fear if you are attached to this world. So one more thing arrives in our mind. And it is the truth. It is not a question, it is a fact. That whenever you detach yourself from something, you are attaching equally, spontaneously. You are attaching yourself to some other power. Whenever you are detaching yourself from one power, that means spontaneously, simultaneously, you are attaching yourself to some other power opposite of this power. Let me give you an example. You are detaching yourself from enviousness. That means you are attaching yourself to love. You are detaching yourself from hatred. That means you are attaching yourselves to peace. The same way, you are detaching yourselves from this world, from these worldly illusions, materialism. That means you are attaching yourselves to God. It's a simple formula. And when you attach yourselves to God, what happens? You become fearless. It's what poet is saying. And one more thing I want to add here. Whenever I say that you detach yourselves from the world, a question might appear in your mind. How could we detach ourselves from our family, from our children, from our workers, from our businesses, from our works? No, I'm never telling you to detach yourselves from your work, from your family, from your children, from your relatives. No one. You shouldn't detach yourself from them. You should attach yourself from them. In fact, you should influence them to lead a good life. And you can never do that without attaching yourselves to them. But detaching yourselves from the purpose, from the cause that makes you flustered, that makes you get worried. You detach yourselves from that thing. You detach yourselves from the fruits that you consider you might get after you commit some work. That is the true detachment. You do some work and you are getting the fruit of it, you become happier. You do some work and you're not getting the required fruit that you have thought about, you become flustered, you become worried and anxious and start living in agony and depression. This shouldn't happen. Karmanyavadhikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana. In Gita, it's been said that you only have your power, your influence on your work and not in its fruit. And you might ask, when I did this work, why shouldn't I think about fruit? You should think. I should think. You might ask me. But I would tell you that many times occur that you did your work and you didn't get the fruit. And there is one more theory in this world, that whatever work you do, the fruit of that work inevitably, surely come to you. And then you'd ask, why didn't the fruit of my work come to me? So the answer of that question is there might be some evil works committed by you in the past life that has neutralized your good work, and your fruit presence is zero. Your fruit quotient is zero. There might be several answers to this question. So, detaching yourselves from this worldly possession, from this worldly illusion, from the illusion that I would get the fruit of my life, that everybody would listen to me, detaching yourself from these things. And then you get attached to the God and you experience the fearlessness, the happiness of your life, in your life. And similarly, Yoga Darshana says the same thing. Ahimsa pratisthayam vairatyaga. It is the first step to achieve fearlessness. Ahimsa, non-violence. When you are practicing non-violence in your life, you never become fearful. You never allow any fear to make a home of it in your body. Never would fear agonize you. Never would fear torment you if you are living your life completely in non-violence. And so Yoga Darshana is saying ahimsa pratisthayam vairatyaga. And in Vedas, this Swasti Vachana. In Swasti Vachana, there is a mantra, there is a verse which says abhayam paschad, abhayam purastad, abhayam jyatad, abhayam parokshad, abhayam naktam, abhayam divanaha. That we become fearless from all sides, from all sorts of life, in all aspects of life. We become fearless, we become courageous. From paschad, from purastad, in every way, in every course of life, in every aspect of life, in every realm of life, we become fearless. And this could only happen when we step by step move ourselves upward in spirituality. And what is the first step? To promote, to start following non-violence. This is the first step for getting into spirituality, into spiritual life. And then step by step, you'd move towards other yamas and niyamas. Following them, you'd become such a person, you'd become so much uplifted that you'd not experience, you'd not feel how much uplifted I have become, I've gotten. So it was the first step, ahimsa, non-violent, and then the devotion to God. These two things help you to uplift yourself, and then your devotion uplifts you and you become a fearless person. That's what Sage Valmiki is using, a quality of Sri Rama, that he makes his devotees, his people, fearless. And to follow Rama means following his rules. This yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, this entire Ashtanga Yoga, this entire Raj Yoga, Yoga Nam Raja, this entire yogic process is the word and the works of God, which God has given to human beings to uplift themselves, to bring themselves closer to God. This is what Sri Rama is said to have, and he is possessing this quality of being, of helping his people to cross, to traverse this world full of fears and get closer to him and become fearless, courageous. So says Valmiki in this verse, Chitrakuta layam Ramam Indirananda Mandiram Vande cha Paramanandam Bhaktanam Abhayapradam. In this verse, Sage Valmiki said that the one whose abode, his house, is Chitrakuta, a spiritual abode, in whose temple pleasure lives, in whose temple spiritual happiness, Masita, lives. And eventually the temple occurs in the body of human being. So this human being becomes a live expression of God himself. This is the glory of Lord Rama. This is the glory of spirituality. This is the glory of achieving a divine life. And eventually he said that I pray to that God. I offer my supplications. I prostrate for that God who is the promoter, who yields, who makes his devotees fearless, who makes his devotees, who turns his devotees completely void of fear and turns them and makes them a courageous person without anything in return. Lord gives us so many things that we cannot think about. This body, this mind, this entire world is everything for us. And God has created all these things for us to uplift us, to nourish us. So we should always remain so much grateful to God that He has given us everything we require. Nothing is in minuscule amount on this planet. Everything is surplus. everything is for us. So this is the glory and mercy of God. As Father, as Mother, as Brother, as a God, He helps us from all the aspects, in all the aspects of life, in all the realms of life. So we make ourselves grateful to God, and we devote ourselves to God, is what this verse and Sage Valmiki is trying to make us understand. Today, we end this class here, and the next class we'd start from the 3rd verse and go on in the next verses. Till then, thank you everyone, and help everyone. Be helpful to others and make this place, this planet, a better place for everyone to live. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.